people are lying to you, but it's not really on purpose. When people become really successful and then they try to teach other people on how to become successful, I think a lot of times they lose sight of how they got there. And I think a lot of times people that are super successful will kind of preach things like balance and here are the mistakes I made. I went too far in this direction. You know, you can get to where I am in a better way, let's say. But one thing I've kind of learned, and I wrote this down, is that you need to climb the mountain in order to see the scenery. And that might not make sense at first, but if you think about it, sometimes you need to go really far in one direction and climb to the top to really fully internalize and realize, that doesn't matter as much as I thought. This matters more to me. I think something that people realize that a lot with is money. A lot of people, work so hard their whole life and are so money focused. And then at some point they have so much they don't know what to do with. And then they realize, you know what? There's other things in my life that are more important than money. Relationships, memories, experiences, things like that. But it takes them working so hard to get all of that money to realize that. And there is no other way for them to fully internalize that until they do that. So when people are super successful, and let's say they've made a bunch of money, and then they're preaching to these people that are trying to be successful as well, you don't need the money, you focus on other things, blah, blah, blah. It's coming from the right mindset, but for other people trying to be successful, it doesn't really help them. And this might be like a dark way of thinking about things, but some people need to be, I would say most, if not all people, need to be unbalanced for a certain period of time in order to reach the level of success that it takes to learn those lessons. And you can't really just learn those lessons from a TikTok, an Instagram post, or a YouTube video. Maybe a way to explain this better and something that I can speak more on, because it's not like I've made a bunch of money, is fitness. A lot of people that have gotten, shredded and built really good physiques and can maintain really good physiques, preach about balance and how you need to live a balanced lifestyle. You don't need to go to the gym for 1,000,000 hours a day or restrict yourself that much, and you can just kind of be balanced and you can get to the body you want. And there's some element of truth to that, but I think it's also really misleading because the people with the great mass amounts of muscle and are super lean and then maintain from there can maintain that with balance. But for the person that's 30 pounds overweight and needs to lose weight and then learn how to maintain the new weight, balance isn't really going to get them very far at all. They actually legitimately need to be in a deficit to lose the 30 pounds. So I think there's a lot of things like that in life that can be applied like that. For me, in the fitness space, I grew up really overweight, probably like 50 pounds, 60 pounds overweight. And it took me being really strict, sacrificing a lot, not going out as much with my friends for a certain period of time to get to where I wanted to be and then learn how to have balance from there. But in order to get to that point, I needed to be unbalanced. And so this title is kind of like to get you to click on the video. Like everyone's lying to you, but I don't think these people are doing this from a place of trying to lie or trying to be hurtful to anyone's development. I think it's from a place of compassion, and they're like, don't make the mistakes I did. But sometimes you have to go really far in an unbalanced way in one direction in order to make the progress you want, and then kind of unlearn and build balance from there. That's pretty much all I have to say on this. I hope this makes sense to people. I hope when you see the next super ultra successful person, preaching about balance, just keep in mind that they probably were not very balanced in getting to where they are. And if you're trying to get to somewhere similar, you probably need periods of being unbalanced and then learn how to maintain from there. Peace.